We are back from our recent cruise, and today I'm back with some big stories from the cruising world. We're going to discuss a new ship, some drama over on Carnival, and a cruise that was just announced that I wish I could book. Ahoy, travelers! It's Amy here with your weekly Cruise News Roundup and my thoughts on some of the biggest stories of the week. Well, another new ship has entered the chat. While I don't often talk about the cruise line TUI, it is one that is very popular amongst cruisers across the pond. So this week, the line took possession of its newest ship, the Mein Schiff Relax, which is the first in the cruise line's new Intuition class of vessels designed to incorporate advanced energy-efficient technologies and use liquid natural gas. And it's done to minimize its environmental impact. Now, at 160,000 gross tons, the 4,100 passenger Mein Schiff Relax becomes the 8th ship in the fleet and the first to receive her own name rather than a number. So normally this would be the Mein Schiff 8. So the new vessel will be christened in Malaga, Spain on April 9th, 2025 with a performance by Robbie Williams. Now, those from the U.S. may not be as familiar with Williams as he only had one big hit in the U.S. in the 90s, the song Back for Good, and that was when he was part of the boy band Take That. However, he has had a solid career as a solo artist in the UK. So with TUI being a popular line for those in the UK, it's a choice that really does make sense. So Mein Schiff Relax will have its first sailing on March 2nd. This is a 7-night round-trip sailing to Corsica and Marseille, France, and Barcelona. And that's going from her home port in Palma de Mallorca, Spain. Now, if you're looking to book a cruise around the UK or other European ports, don't forget lines like TUI. While it used to be harder for U.S. citizens to book with lines like TUI, that seems to be a thing of the past. However, I would go through a knowledgeable travel agent if you're wanting to book, since they do operate a little differently than the US-based cruise lines. So have you ever cruised on TUI or another foreign cruise line? Let me know what line and what your experience was. So we've sailed on MSC. If you'd like to check out our experience on the MSC Euribia, I have a playlist with all the videos from that cruise. Well, are there any fans of Nate Bargatze out there? If not, check this clip out.
My buddy, we rented a car. He's driving. On the way out there, I see a dead horse just laid out in this guy's yard. And I've never seen that before. And I was like, man, I bet you don't think about that when you buy a horse, it dying. You know, what do? That's a huge thing, dying in your yard. You can't just scoot it off into the woods with your foot and try to get another one that matches before the kids come home. You have to tell your wife to keep the kids away for a month. You got to Google how to move a dead horse. You got to probably try to get another horse to help you do it, and that's not easy. That's what the blinders were invented for, because it's like, just look ahead. Don't worry about what's going on back. No, look. Or you got to get your friends to help you do it, and you can't spill the beans too quick on that. You think it's hard for them to help you move a couch? Try a dead horse. You gotta lie to them, like, we're getting a divorce. Just come over, bring your truck and some gloves. And when they get there, let me tell you, they're gonna see it, all right? Everybody saw it. It was next to the road. And they're gonna pull into that driveway and just be like, I don't think they're getting a divorce at all. I think we're here to move that dead horse is what I think.
I love Nate Bargatze. He is probably one of the most well-known comedians actively working today, and this week he announced that his company, Nateland, will be hosting a cruise this time next year in February of 2026. So if you're a fan of comedy, this would be the perfect cruise to book. If I didn't already have a once-in-a-lifetime birthday cruise planned for 2026 that's going to eat up all of my vacation time, I would definitely be booking this. I love Nate. Plus, John Crist is also going to be performing, along with a lot of other comedians that are associated with Nateland, like Dusty Slay and Derek Stroop, who you're probably familiar with if you watch the Nateland podcast, which will also be recording live from the cruise. And of course, Nate Bargatze himself will be performing. He's going to have 3 performances, and guests will each be able to reserve one slot. They get one ticket for one night. during one of those 3 shows. So if that wasn't enough, Nate's father will be doing his magic act. So this is a thing that Nate talks about a lot, that he grew up with his dad first being a clown and then becoming a magician. So the first round deadline for the pre-sale is tomorrow on the 9th, and the final round goes through the 16th. After that, it's going to go public. I don't really know what the difference is between the pre-sale and the public sale, except for the fact that, I don't know, maybe on the public sale, it goes live on Norwegian's site. I'm not 100% sure. But the first 500 cabins booked will be able to get their photo taken with Nate. Now, I'm not normally one to go to the comedy show on board a ship because I just never know who they are. I've never heard of them. I don't know if they're going to be any good. And I don't want to get picked on and called out if I walk out because I didn't like their set. So going on something like this where there are known comics that I've seen and I know they're funny, it would be amazing. So this is a short 4-day cruise leaving out of Tampa on the Norwegian Jewel with one stop in Costa Maya. But let's be honest, this cruise is about the entertainment, not the port of call. The one downside might be for any big football fans, as this is during the Super Bowl. Nate said on his podcast this week that the game will be played, but Nateland will be putting on their own halftime show. So if you're thinking about booking this, head on over to natelandatsea.com and check it out. I'm going to leave the link in the description below.
On the way back, since my buddy was driving, he did not see the dead horse, you know? And I'm like, well, you can't not see it. So it's just one road, and I was like, I'll just show you where it's at. So we're driving, and we get to it. I was like, it's right here. And I pointed, and the horse was standing up, doing unbelievable. One of the healthier horses that I've ever seen. So I learned that horses lay down to sleep. I did not know that. I don't know what I thought before that day. I don't know. That they lock their knees. That's why they have 4 knees. I don't know. That's what I would have probably argued with you about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, as you guys know, I love to check out what is going on over at John Heal's Facebook page. There's usually some good drama going on over there. This week brought about something I had never realized would be an issue, but thought it would make a pretty good public service announcement. So I wanted to let you guys know about it. The message went, I have had to have a defibrillator installed before my cruise coming up. MD, doctor, I guess, said it is okay to cruise. Why do people say that? Why do they say MD? Why don't you say my doctor? It's like the DH, dear husband, or DW, dear wife. I don't get it. Just type it out. You've already typed out a giant paragraph. I don't get it. Anyway, my doctor said it was okay to cruise. This device needs to stay connected to the internet through my phone for monitoring. I think it is disgusting that Carnival is cashing in on those of us who have medical conditions by forcing us to purchase the internet. There should be medical exceptions for the internet on your ships so you do not have to pay to check your health. This is a blank policy. I'm assuming that's another cruise line. What will Carnival do about this? Our cruise is coming up on the 16th. Now, like I said, this isn't something I even realized was an issue, and I will discuss the tone of this comment in a minute, but let's check out John Heald's response. Thank you, and I thought I should share this for anyone who has a medical device, diabetic monitoring device, etc., because please know we are able to help you. So please, if you have medical proof that you need our help to bypass the internet to check your own health device, then please know we have some brilliant people at the mothership to do just that. Before you cruise, please send them your details and request to them at the following email address, access@carnival.com. They will listen and they will help all they can. Now, I didn't even know that people had portable defibrillators, but I was glad to learn that if anyone has a medical device that requires them to have constant Wi-Fi access, Carnival will work with them to provide the Wi-Fi needed. And while John dealt with this very well, I can't ignore the way this cruiser addressed the issue. Obviously, they did not attempt to contact Carnival in any way to find out if they actually had to pay for the Wi-Fi or not. Instead, they made a huge assumption, and you know what happens when you assume. They jumped to conclusions and bit John Heald's head off for something that wasn't even a real issue. Now, I'm even more surprised that they didn't look into this issue, as it sounds like they have cruised on another line that offered medical exemptions. Why did they just assume that Carnival wouldn't? Let me know what your thoughts are on that, and if you have a medical device that requires some kind of Wi-Fi connection. Well, John Heald started doing polls based on some of the questions and complaints that he gets during his daily comments. A couple of days ago, there was one based off of a customer asking how many millions of dollars Carnival is making from charging people for lost beach towels. I don't know why I assume this was a man, but I do. Anyway, the cruiser said that they left 2 beach towels on the beach accidentally and that it was not their fault. They were upset that they had to pay $44 for the forgotten towels. John did a poll asking if people had ever forgotten a beach towel or not. Overwhelmingly, it seems people have been able to keep track of their beach towels. Have you ever lost a cruise line's beach towel? Now, this cruiser said it wasn't their fault, but I'm not sure how they came up with that conclusion. One commenter said, "How does one leave towels at the beach and think it's not their fault? Whose fault is it?" On a different note, if the beach is company owned and they will be recovering the towels, I don't think there should be a charge. Fine. I don't know how they would know whose towel it was, but whatever. There were a lot of comments questioning how this person forgot their beach towel and it wasn't and then they said that it wasn't their fault. Like, how do you say, "I forgot my beach towel," and then in the next line say, "Wasn't my fault"? One person likened it to a kid saying that their dog ate their homework. So, have you ever lost a beach towel? I mean, I guess it's possible. I would think it would be more of a, like, I left it on in the taxi or something, but just forgetting to grab it from the beach or what doesn't seem like something that is something everybody's going to be doing, that it's $1 million issue. Honestly, on almost every Carnival cruise I've been on, you could go by one of the towel huts at some point in time during your cruise and it will not have anybody there and you could just grab a towel. I could have taken so many towels home over the years. I understand why they charge for people because they probably had a big issue with people stealing the towels. But honestly, it's really not that hard if you really, really wanted a Carnival beach towel. But let me know, have you forgot your beach towel? Well, we're home from our latest cruise, and I cannot wait to bring you videos from our experience on the Celebrity Apex. This was a new line, new ship, and new ports for us, so I have a lot to say. We had a great time, but of course, I'm going to be parsing out the things I liked and the things that I thought could use some improvement, just like I do with every cruise. I do this because while I think that there is a cruise for almost every person out there, not every line and ship is for every person. So I think telling you the good and the bad of a different cruise ship or cruise line kind of gives you an idea of maybe what line is best for you. Now I'm going to be working on organizing my photos and videos and going through my notes so I can get videos out for all of you. Be patient. While I hope to have something ready for Wednesday, I cannot guarantee that that's going to happen. I have so much to go through and I don't know about you, but when I get back from a cruise, I have to have a few days of downtime where I don't do much of anything. I'm actually very much an introvert, so while I can talk to anyone, I need a good 48 hours of holding up in my house alone to recharge after spending a week or more constantly being around people. So, after getting a few days in to relax while doing all the laundry from our cruise, I went back to work. Womp womp. And I feel like my life is back to normal now. I always tell people that I like my job, but I like not being at my job even more. I'm looking forward to retirement for sure. Now, I would not be a good feminist because I would have made a great 19th century upper class woman who just stayed at home, read books, did some needlework, and was a member of a few benevolent charity organizations. Unfortunately, I probably would have been part of the lower class and had to milk cows or take in laundry and sewing to make ends meet. Many of my family members are the types of people who have to be constantly busy doing something, but that's just never been me. I can easily sit in a comfy chair and read for hours and hours. I always feel guilty if I'm hanging out around my family for long because the idea of just relaxing is not really a thing for them. You may notice I've got a new mic. We're trying this out. It's actually a cheap mic, and I forgot I had it. I was going to order one similar to this, and I found this in my stuff. I had bought it and completely forgotten I had it. So we're going to try this out, see if I like it, if it kind of works better, and if so, then I might upgrade to a better mic. But at the very least, I'm going to get a mic stand for it because right now it is very precariously put in on top of things to get it up to where I need it to be. I could knock this over at any moment. So the mics that I've been using are actually expensive DJI mics, but they're supposed to be worn on your body, which I don't like doing. They're more for use like if I were to record something when I'm at port or maybe on the ship, which I never do. But I've been trying to use those mics and I've had some issues EQing. I've had some issues with the sound not doing right. I don't know if it's the mic themselves. They're expensive mics or fairly expensive mics, several $100s. And I feel like they should be working better than they are. I also feel like they used to work better than they currently are. So I don't know what's going on. So I've got to do something. This is our current solution. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you've been watching, if you think this sounds better. I did some test runs on it, but I haven't actually put it through my editing software and looked to the EQing it and seeing what it sounds like on the end run. So hopefully, we're hoping for the best. Well, are you ready for more information on cruising? Why not stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.